Thank you, Army, for always being there waiting, believing, and loving through every quiet moment and every unexpected story. Your support keeps these stories alive. Don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you never miss the next emotional twist. Surprise! An unforgettable moment from a world we cherished together. There was no announcement, no leaked schedule, not even a subtle hint to prepare anyone for what was about to unfold. The airport moved as it always did, rolling suitcases, hurried footsteps, tired eyes fixed on departure boards. And yet, from the very first second, something felt different. A question hung quietly in the air. Unspoken but unmistakable. Why does this moment feel heavier than usual? Why does it feel like something rare is approaching? When Jungkook finally appeared, everything seemed normal, at least at a glance. Casual attire, calm steps. The familiar presence that instantly draws attention without effort. Cameras rose, eyes followed, hearts raced. But then, within a few steps, the focus shifted. Lenses that had been fixed on him hesitated, drifted, and finally stopped. There was a pause brief, almost unreal, before the whispers spread. It wasn't about his outfit. It wasn't about his expression. It was about who was walking beside him. BAM. At the airport. With Jungkook. Was this real? Had anyone ever seen this before? The disbelief spread faster than the flashes of cameras. This has never happened before. The words echoed silently through the crowd. Jungkook had brought BAM into a space known for chaos, pressure, and strict boundaries between idols and their private lives. And suddenly, one unavoidable question emerged. Why now? And what does this moment truly mean? BAM walked calmly, almost confidently, perfectly matching Jungkook's pace. There was no fear, no confusion, only trust. Jungkook glanced down from time to time, subtle and instinctive, making sure BAM was comfortable, close, safe. It was a small gesture, easy to miss, yet powerful enough to shake emotions. In a world that constantly demands perfection, this moment felt deeply human. The airport didn't fall silent, but something changed. The noise softened. Reactions were restrained. No screaming, no chaos, no pushing. It was as if everyone present silently agreed to protect the moment. Eyes filled with curiosity, warmth, and emotion. Why did this feel so touching? Why did something so simple feel so overwhelming? Some fans covered their mouths, holding back tears. Not because they weren't happy, but because the moment felt fragile, almost sacred. Jungkook wasn't on stage. He wasn't performing. He wasn't speaking. And yet, without saying a word, he revealed a side of himself rarely seen. A side built on trust, comfort, and a bond that didn't need explanation. Questions followed quickly. Was this just a coincidence? Or a quiet message delivered without words? Bringing BAM into such a public, demanding space was not a small decision. There were risks. There were eyes watching every move. And still, Jungkook walked forward steady, composed, almost as if reminding the world that some connections matter more than expectations. The emotional wave didn't stop there. Even before Jungkook disappeared from view, social media erupted. Photos spread rapidly, accompanied by reactions filled with disbelief and emotion. Some smiled, some cried, some simply stared at their screens, unable to process what they had witnessed. Many admitted they felt closer to him, more connected just from that brief moment. Was this the beginning of something new? Or was it a rare moment, meant to happen only once? There was no statement, no clarification, no official explanation, and perhaps none was needed. Because sometimes, the most powerful stories are the ones left untouched, allowed to speak for themselves. When Jungkook and BAM finally passed through the departure gate, the airport slowly returned to its usual rhythm. Sounds came back. Movements resumed. But the feeling lingered. Something warm remained. A question still hovered. And a moment simple yet unforgettable had already turned into a story people would talk about for a long time. This wasn't just about traveling. It wasn't just about an airport. It was about trust. About choosing to reveal something personal in a world that rarely allows it. About an emotional surprise that arrived without warning. Jungkook brought Bam to the airport stand without realizing it, carried countless hearts along with him. And yet, even after the gates closed and the crowd slowly dispersed, the story refused to end there. Because what people carried home that day was not just an image or a short clip, it was a feeling. A lingering emotion that followed them long after the airport lights faded from view. Many began to ask themselves why this moment felt heavier than countless other sightings. Why something so quiet could resonate so loudly. Perhaps it was because Jungkook did not try to turn it into a statement. There was no performance, no deliberate gesture for the cameras. His attention remained on Bam, steady and protective, as if the rest of the world had briefly fallen away. In that space, fans weren't just witnessing an idol passing through an airport. They were witnessing a person choosing comfort, trust, and familiarity in the middle of overwhelming public pressure. Speculation naturally followed. Some wondered if Jungkook was quietly redefining boundaries, showing that vulnerability does not weaken an artist but strengthens the bond with those who support him. Others felt it was a reminder that behind the fame, the schedules, and the expectations, there is still someone who finds grounding in simple companionship. And Bam, unaware of the impact, became the silent symbol of that truth. What made the moment even more powerful was its unpredictability. There was no build-up, no teaser, no warning. It arrived suddenly and left just as quietly, making it impossible to recreate. That rarity is what transformed it into something unforgettable. Fans replayed the footage not to analyze details, but to relive the emotion, the calm steps, the brief glances, the unspoken connection. In the days that followed, discussions continued to grow. Was this a turning point? Or was it simply a fleeting chapter in a much larger story? No one could say for certain. But one thing was clear. This moment reminded everyone why they watch so closely, why they care so deeply. Because sometimes, the smallest actions reveal the most about a person. Jungkook did not announce anything that day. He did not explain himself. He simply walked forward, Bam by his side. And in doing so, he created a scene that felt honest, raw, and unexpectedly emotional. A scene that proved not every powerful message needs words. Long after the airport returned to normal, the memory of that walk remained quiet, warm, and profoundly human. And perhaps that is why it mattered so much. Because it wasn't staged. It wasn't planned. It was just real.